So let's get into it then.
Let's get straight into it, yeah.
You've joined us, Crispin, to just show us what star trading training and community is like.
Okay.
So how did you find star trading in the first place?
Well, I knew Lewis before he was famous. And but I think I've known you
Probably
since you were 18,
I was 18, yeah, so too many years.
Too many years, yeah, so 2 years ago. And then I got interested because I saw something on Facebook. And I thought, oh, there's Lewis there, what's he doing? And then I thought, that's quite interesting. And I needed another income stream at that particular point because for a long while, 50 years in fact, I've been an actor. And the acting profession has gone a bit dodgy at the moment, especially for older people.
Okay.
So I thought I need to find another way of earning some money. And I'd always been interested in it, but I'd always been frightened of it. Because you see those people, don't you, on the television staring at screens. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. And then through Lewis, I found out I could.
Yeah.
So that's how it happened, really. It
What
took
was-
quite a long while. It took quite a long while for me to do it.
Yeah, I think that we have talked about in previous podcast episodes, kind of that gap between people wanting to do it but not feeling they can. So what for you kind of helped bridge that gap and you went, okay, maybe I can do this?
Well, I did the 4X in 5.
Yeah.
Just to get a sense of it and realise that really it was technically that I was going to be in trouble.
And when you say technically, you mean technology?
Just the technology of dealing with computers and screens. And I remember the first time, actually it was in that 4X in 5, the lovely Josh asked me to share a screen.
Yeah.
And I went, what's that?
Yes.
I've no idea what you're talking about. We were on some kind of Zoom thing at that moment. And he showed me how to do it. It took him ages, and it was like, because I realised that trading is like learning another language, except the language you're learning is Russian, because you don't even recognise the vocabulary or the letters. So you have to sort of start again and clear your mind and do things. And I consider myself to be reasonably intelligent. I've written a degree for a university, and I train people at universities as well. But I thought, this is just all beyond me. The technology is beyond me. But very quickly, I started to understand it. You have to become like a child.
Be teachable.
Be teachable at the beginning, but also you have to do like a kind of Janet and John. That's one for the older viewer. And go back to the sort of basics of, what is this? How do I do it, and how does it make me feel? And I did it, and it, as I say, it took me quite a long while to work through the course, but I did it.
Josh is a good teacher, isn't he?
Josh is more than a good teacher. I think he's gifted. There's something special about Josh, which because he has infinite patience, and of course at times you're on a call with several people. And you're having to be patient with them, and then they're having to be patient with you, and Joss is just being patient with everybody.
Yes.
So that's brilliant in that sense. But as I say, it did take me quite a long while.
So how long did it take you from starting to then live trade the first strategy?
6 months.
6 months. That's not bad.
And then how quickly after picking up that first strategy, which took longer than kind of normal, how long did it then take you to master the other strategies?
2 months.
So much quicker after the next ones.
Yes, yeah. No, but I understood the next two immediately, because they were so much easier than the first strategy.
Yeah.
The first strategy is still to me a little bit of a mystery. So, but the second two I do all the time because I'm more comfortable with those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think either your personality or your brain processes things in different ways.
Definitely.
And you have to recognise that it's not like learning a quadratic equation where there is a distinct answer to it. You look at it and you go, oh, okay, I think I've got it. Let me just check. Yeah, fine. And with the second two strategies, I just always get it. I know what I'm doing.
It just clicks far easier. Yeah.
Yeah, much easier, yes.
Yeah. So how long have you been trading for now?
Oh, that's a question. Not quite. 15 months.
15 months.
Yeah.
Is
How's
that from
it
the
going?
is that from the starting point of learning?
No, that's
from live
that
trading?
was from receiving my first
Oh, wow.
seal of approval.
Yes, the badge.
The badge. Yes, so I would say I've never had a losing month.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of months where I've come out equal,
Yeah.
but I've never had a losing month.
So people always want to know this question, and I do as well. What's the best month you've had then?
So the best month I had was a couple of months ago, where I did 10%.
Amazing.
That's
That
great.
is absolutely amazing. Yeah.
So including 5 successful trades in a week.
Wow.
Bumper week. So how did you cope with that? Because often people talk about, how are you going to cope with losing trades? But we also have to cope with the winning trades when they
Yes.
all come like that.
Yes. Well, I immediately thought this could be the start of something big, and then realised, no, you've just got to be sensible.
Yeah. Stay consistent. Follow
Yeah.
the process. Don't
Yeah.
get carried away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I started being consistent at the very beginning because I decided that when I was doing all the sort of homework, the back testing at the beginning, I was going to do an hour a day every day, including Saturday and Sunday, which I did
Yeah.
for 6 months. you
Yeah.
know, much to the surprise of everybody. And they said, "Where are you? I'm going to do my homework. Leave me alone."
Very good.
and I did it, and that was because I realised if I tried to do more than that, well, I think the most I managed was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But if I did more than that, my brain fried,
It does. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
It becomes
anymore.
wasted time after about that point.
Yeah, no,
Which is why we say in your learning phase, if you can find an hour,
yeah,
perfect, brilliant.
yeah,
If you can only find half an hour, okay, cool.
yeah,
2 hours, absolute maximum, because your
Yes.
brain will just fry.
yeah. No, I got you start. Everything starts spinning around. It becomes like a Hitchcock thriller, and you're going, "I don't know who I am, and I don't know who these people are." So yes, that's what I did. I did an hour every day.
That's
Absolutely
great.
amazing.
So
yeah.
you're glad you started trading?
Oh yes.
Yes.
There were moments during the training when I wasn't glad that I'd started training. I thought this is just ridiculous, and I was going to throw my computer out the window. And it's when little technical things go wrong. It wasn't the trading;
Yeah.
it was computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can be frustrating.
Yes,
So one of
but
the
they are for everybody, aren't they?
They are, yeah, completely. The amount of times I've wanted to throw my computer out the window.
Yeah,
Often when the internet isn't working properly, I am definitely a millennial. If the internet's not working, I panic.